Welcome back, everybody,
to another week.
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes crypto.
the Unscripted.
Crypto podcast.
Ayo.
Yo.
Markets are shot up, bleeding, down in the dumps.
Everything's a mess. I haven't looked at the market. I haven't had time these last couple weeks.
Bitcoin's currently sitting at $65,000, and of course, but that price is probably going to see a dramatic change right before we upload this episode, because that's typically how it goes down.
Yeah, sounds
But
about
at
right.
the time of recording, 65,000, about 1,590 satoshis per dollar. Yeah, that's a number. It's definitely a number.
That's a number. Yeah, I mean everything has pulled back drastically. It's been a green day for the market in the stock market from I'm quickly pulling up. Gold has bounced back up. Gold's back at 5,200. Solana ETF is up.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, never mind. This is not Solana. This is Nokia. Nokia's up.
Nokia's up.
No, Solana ETF is. Oh my god.
He was looking
it's
at
not
the,
looking
he was
pretty,
looking at the
guys.
completely wrong chart.
I was looking at the completely wrong chart.
Yeah, I don't know how you confuse Nokia and Solana.
Dude, because I didn't even know I had the Nokia. I thought the last one was that. Silver's up at 93 cents an ounce from when it pulled back all the way 64 cents. Looking good, looking good.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yep. There's a lot going on. Apparently, more tariffs also that Trump announced, even though the last ones were supposedly deemed illegal.
So you know why they were deemed illegal, right?
I am not aware as to why they were deemed illegal.
So I didn't fully dive into it. I just I did see a couple of videos talking about the tariffs and all that. So they were deemed illegal because what he used was like let me quick Google search. It was
mine, folks.
No, it's bro. It's like a 7-letter.
William forgot English.
It's not English. It's IHEEPA. It's something like that.
Oh, I see. It's an acronym.
It's a super long acronym. Give me a second so I can pull up the super long acronym. Because I looked it up when it was going down. Yeah, Alex, it wasn't I forgot English. I forgot what the exact acronym was. And it's a doozy.
It's a doozy.
But essentially, he used a specific acronym essentially to impose these tariffs, and that power given by that acronym is only usable in like extreme cases within, like, it's not meant to be used for tariffs. That's not its use case.
I see. So now, refunds for all the companies.
Well, that's not even clear yet.
Yeah. Because there's no money to give refunds.
Oh, so it's called IEEPA.
IEEPA.
Yeah, so wait up, my computer's loading. It was Googling.
Googling the IEEPA.
So it just says the IEPA does not impose tariffs as it does not, like, it's not a national emergency essentially to impose tariffs in that manner.
Yeah, the IEEPA stands for International Emergency Economic Powers Act.
Exactly. So that act is not designed for imposing sweeping tariffs across all nations.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm average citizen. And my thing is like, I'm not defending anybody or anything. I'm just saying economic, tariff, those two seem pretty hand in hand. So I don't know how they don't overlap.
National emergency is the issue.
I guess. But if it is International Emergency Economic Powers Act, it's
so
like
I think
what did I guess the issue is like what was used to declare the national emergency does not fall under that act.
Yeah. So I think part of the reason why the Supreme Court was able to vote 6-3 on it.
Yep, 6-3.
Is that there was no act, like there is no grounds for it. Mind you, I heard someone on a podcast. I think, I'm trying to remember what podcast it was right now. So many. I think it would have been the Sean Ryan show. That they already knew that a lot of these tariffs it was not Sean Ryan, it was PBD Pod. They talked about it on the episode I saw. And one of the guests they had prior was already fully aware that they were probably going, like the Supreme Court was probably going to rule against it because of just like by law, the way it was used was not legal, like the proper channels. And that they would have to. They were probably going to try and do tariffs again. With some other.
No, they already.
Well, yeah. Well, in this case, they already did. I'm talking about from this
on the same exact day. I think it was even.
Yeah.
But that time it was under Section 122 of the Trade Act.
Yeah, they're using a different thing to impose these tariffs. And Trump was also asked when the news came out. He's like, "So, you guys are going to return the money?" And he was actually like, "I don't know. They didn't talk about it. We'll figure out in 2 years if we return the money or not." Which is pretty, in my opinion, pretty accurate. Like the Supreme Court should have ruled on that. Mm-hmm. And mind you, if they do have to give back the money, one of the rumors I heard was just give everyone a check for it. Like if it costs Americans X amount of dollars more, refund Americans that X amount of dollars.
Yeah, just don't charge it on the taxes.
Well, no, it's gonna be it's like a refund type of situation, so it wouldn't be taxable.
Yeah, it wouldn't be taxable. But what I'm saying is like just because people get charged taxes anyways, and the refund's likely not going to be more than what they pay in taxes in a year. So just
I'm just saying it wouldn't be taxable. Is all I'm saying. Because it would be a refund.
Yeah.
Which, mind you, that's what's in the air now. It's out in the air now. We don't know who's getting the money, if it's going to be returned to the companies. Is it going to be returned to the people who bought those assets? Because apparently every company now said, we all raise our prices only due to tariffs. So meaning that price increase should only go to customers since you did one for one, essentially.
Yep. I mean, I think that's a valid argument.
Right? So we'll see how that goes. Mind you, we don't, as of right now, I haven't heard any news if they do or do not have to refund any sort of money.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. 2 years, probably. After.
That's what Trump said. He's like, well, they'll be in legal battle for 2 years trying to figure this one out.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, 10% taxes, tariffs were still placed anyways.
Yeah, on their new thing. Which again, like I said prior, I wasn't against the tariffs. I'm against the way they were implemented.
Fair.
I don't think tariffs are a bad thing. I think they should be used correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, taxation, definitely a sensitive topic in this pod.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Isn't it always?
But aside from that, because that's not the fun stuff. I got a couple stories, all related to Bitcoin stuff. I think William, you got some stuff on more hot topic.
It's the number one topic right now in the podcast world.
All right, so we'll knock out my stories then, and then if you want the good stuff, you're gonna have to stick around until I'm done talking, and then we'll see. But if you like the Bitcoin stuff, like this is where it's at. And just because, to no surprise, I think we should start with MicroStrategy, or not MicroStrategy, just strategy.
Strategy.
Yeah, it's just
Still
I get
hasn't
confused.
learned the name.
It's just like their ticker symbol is still MSTR.
This is true.
So that's why every time I see MSTR, I'm like micro, but no, it's just strategy. They did their 100th Bitcoin purchase, and they've
Their
added
small 100 Bitcoin purchase.
I mean, 592 Bitcoin. I wouldn't necessarily say small.
I mean, comparison to the rest.
Yeah, $40 million, almost $40 million in was used to purchase Bitcoin, at an average price of $67,786 per coin.
That should put a small dent in their average price.
Yeah, small dent. They had to sell about 297, almost 300,000 of its Class A shares to be able to fundraise for that.
Makes sense.
And well, now that they own a total of 717,722 Bitcoin, with an average price of $76,020 per Bitcoin.
How much is the average? I didn't catch it.
76,000 essentially.
76. They're in the red by $11,000.
Yeah, and you already know. I mean, the second it goes up a little bit, he's gonna sell more stocks and buy more Bitcoin.
That's the thing. I was just curious of why wouldn't, because the same thing happened last time. He bought on the way up, but he was. It was harder for strategy to have big buys when it came down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I would have thought he would have figured out a way to like be able to inject capital on the when it's down.
Well, like he said, it is like the stock for strategy is practically leveraged Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
if Bitcoin goes up, strategy goes up on a much bigger multiple.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If it goes down on a bigger multiple. So I think it's just easier for him to get more liquidity when Bitcoin is on the up and up.
So I'm not even like arguing. I'm just saying, why wouldn't he find a way to also like have real big, like find a way to get capital to get big buys when it's down too? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I would have figured he would have created some sort of mechanism in strategy to be able to purchase when it's down, or keep like Berkshire Hathaway $500 billion just laying around.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is with them is like
less money in that.
Everyone knows if they have money, they're going to buy Bitcoin. I mean, he said it. He expects to buy Bitcoin every quarter forever.
Again, I'm not pushing back on that. I'm just saying I would have figured out a way to have big buys on the low, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the real takeaway here is gotta find a way to make big buys every quarter.
Yeah, maybe that's
just if you want to accumulate Bitcoin, do what strategy is doing, because they're the biggest business or like corporate Bitcoin holding.
Yeah, they are the biggest corporate.
Yeah, so might as well just buy every quarter. But that's no surprise from strategy. And then on other news, we have a bank, Citi, that is looking to launch Bitcoin custody and additional traditional financial services within their business model, which is pretty exciting, I think, because I mean, so one thing that's very common is a lot of people in the Bitcoin space that are not American say that Bitcoin's not for Americans.
No, who's it for?
I kind of understand where they're coming from. It's more so it's more so that the people who see the greatest benefit in investing in Bitcoin are the people who live in countries where their currency is at extreme like liability to hyperinflation and extreme like authoritarian what's the word, control
tyranny?
Of tyranny. So like Venezuela, for example, when their currency got completely debased, the people who are invested in Bitcoin there had seen, and there's like another, like there's like a Middle Eastern country right now, I don't remember which one, but like their inflation rate's through the roof, and the people who are invested in Bitcoin have protected their assets, their net worth essentially greater than anybody else. So like, and there's also like an abundance of banking infrastructure here in America as opposed to other countries. Like I remember the main example that I would usually see is Peru. In Peru, like some places you'd have to travel hours to get to the closest bank.
Wasn't that El Salvador?
El Salvador is also one of them.
Okay, I know Peru.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. The only time I went to Peru was like it was a major city, so for sure I can see how the outskirts would be that though.
Yeah. So like a lot of these like Central American countries are all very much in the same boat. A lot of mountainous areas, bad internet connection, or like not a lot of public infrastructure for roads. Not to mention like there's plenty of countries out there that are in the same boat. So the issue that Bitcoin solves doesn't really concern a lot of like developed nations, since they tend to have the infrastructure in place already for one side of the coin that Bitcoin fixes. But essentially Citi is looking to provide institutional grade custody, key management relatively soon. Essentially they're announcing that it would be later this year, 2026.
Yeah, it's after the Clarity Act passes.
Has Clarity Act still hasn't passed?
Nope.
Let me see.
It's still in Senate, Congress? One of the two.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a March 1st deadline.
March 1st?
That's its deadline.
That's like 2 days. That's like 2 days from now.
That's what Coin Paper says. Bitcoin price prediction ahead of U.S. Clarity Act March 1st deadline.
Okay, so what's the price prediction? Because Citi also has a price prediction for the end of 2026.
I'll tell you right now, I'm looking.
That price prediction isn't for Citi, correct?
Not from. So it says price prediction, but doesn't have a price.
So essentially, back in December 2025, Citi said that Bitcoin could reach $143,000 in 2026. That's like their base case, with their bearish case being 78,500, and their bullish case being 189,000.
What was bear?
78,500.
We're below that.
Yeah, that's their bear case for end of 2026.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, so like right now they're expecting a bear market essentially, but come October, they would assume. And I'm just saying October because they don't really say. Well, actually, they don't really say here when they're expecting their prices.
Well, October would be the end of the bear market.
Exactly. That's why I'm just assuming it'd be October.
I can see that.
And then like Citi's not the only one, because Morgan Stanley also announced at Strategy World that they're planning to expand on their digital asset offerings as well. So
interesting.
Banks are getting in on the fun. And once banks start getting in on the fun, I think that's really going to be a different ballpark.
Yeah. Quick reminder: not your keys, not your coins. Do not leave your Bitcoin or other assets in the banks.
Yeah, unless I'm interested in to see what Citi's institutional grade custody and key management is, because it's pretty broad. There's no specifics there, but if they do somehow find a good protocol for organizations to store their own keys, that'd be pretty cool.
Coming from the guy who always says "not your keys, not your coins" is kind of surprising.
Well, no, I'm completely on that statement. Like, not your keys, not your coin. Full through. Like, no, there's no question about that. I'm just kind of curious, which curiosity does not necessarily mean optimistic. I'm just curious.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yep, that's how the saying goes. I'm just kind of curious as to how they're going to be doing that.
We'll see how that plays out.
We will have to wait and see. And then my final story involving Bitcoin is the state of Michigan introducing a bill that would essentially allow civil servants or state employees to have the option to be paid in Bitcoin. Which, small wins, I think. Granted, it's just a proposal. It still needs to be
It'll
passed.
probably have to go through. It has to go through a few things, a bit of a process to get approved.
Yeah, pretty much. So, the bill that they have would prohibit the state from offering any state-owned or state-controlled digital currencies in which insurance or supply is managed by the national government or central bank.
So no CBDC, essentially.
Essentially barring CBDCs. Which is very pro-Bitcoin. And that bill was made in partnership with the Michigan Bitcoin Trade Council, which is like statewide organization that advocates for Bitcoin education and policies. I believe the bill is HB 4510. Well, actually, there's 3 different bills that are. There's a couple of bills out there. HB 4511, 4510, 4512, and 4513.
Okay.
Are all pro-Bitcoin bills. The state of Michigan that need to be reviewed.
They're all like different.
Yeah, one of them's specifically about incentivizing Bitcoin mining operations by abandoned oil and natural gas wells. Or powered by, yeah. So,
well, if they're abandoned, it just means they're not profitable enough to run. We've talked about this.
Yeah. So they're just revitalizing already, like, infrastructure that's already in place.
I'll be curious to see if the landowners would be willing to. Well, I assume they'll be willing to lease it out if you're paying them a good dollar, or paying them $1 for it. You have to see how that goes around.
Yep. So exciting news for those states, for that state.
Being very honest, like you can say, like Trump has done a pretty fair, decent job on Bitcoin and crypto Zen.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
Not so much of a pleasant job on other aspects, that's for sure.
At the end of the day, that's how every politician is going to be.
Can I clarify something real quick? So, remember back months ago, this is when Trump got first into, like, many months ago, when Trump first got into office, and it was like, you brought up on an episode that they're starting to talk trash or like give pushback on like certain things that Doge was doing at the time. And I'm like, everyone's gonna talk trash. Like everyone should hold their opinion. But I think the way I worded it back then was like, no one should have an opinion, which I want to be very clear. That's not what I tried to say. Because we always have an opinion on what's going on.
We don't always have an opinion, but yeah, most of the time.
I mean, on things we care about.
Yeah. Sometimes
on thing that we,
it's perfectly normal to not have an opinion on some things. You don't have to have an opinion.
I meant more so like not to criticize like the administration for what they were doing back then. Like you can definitely criticize them. Like we're going to criticize.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. They deserve full criticism.
I just meant to
always.
Yeah. I meant more so like in that situation, in that time frame was like these people just got into this. Like let's see how it plays out for like the first year at least. Clearly, first year is gone and has passed and gone. And it's currently been a bit of a mess, if we do not say so the least.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And trust me, Alex and I definitely want to get better. We're definitely not for war, but I'm okay with Trump going in and taking Cuba out. I'm not gonna lie.
He said recently peaceful takeover of Cuba.
I heard it. I saw that today. I was like, get him.
Yeah, I don't know how peaceful it's going to be, but...
Yeah. So, I want to talk about something that occurred. It didn't occur in our group chat. One of our regularly coming guests, Nello, posted a while back... the first barrels of Venezuela oil gets bought by Israel, and he wrote, "Do they feel free? Do you feel free yet?" And I saw that, and my takeaway was not anger or anything. It was just more like, I mean, I see what you're trying to say, like I get it, but at the same time, it's more like, but it was going somewhere else that you probably wouldn't have wanted to go either, and at least. Like, yeah, Israel bought it. From what I read and looked into, I'm like, someone paid for 500 billion worth of oil, or 500 million. It was some crazy number.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first, like, since when Maduro got captured, like days later, like whatever first came out was sold for an absurd amount of money, and Venezuela's first payment was 300 billion or something like that. Like a stupid number.
Yeah, a lot of money coming in.
And it's just like, okay, so we're mad that Israel got the oil, but we're not happy that Venezuela got 300 billion out of their first like shipment when before they got no money. Am I understanding this? Like, that's what I interpret. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I feel like it was very... I saw his post. I feel like sharing it here.
Yeah,
I'm not talking trash about you. You can always come on here and say whatever you want.
I kind of understand where you're coming from. I'm kind of curious as to what people's sentiment are on that. Because, yeah, Venezuela was selling their oil for dirt cheap to political powers just to have certain protections.
They weren't selling it. It was going to them for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
political protection.
Yeah.
And even then, that didn't get them very far. So essentially for free.
Right.
And now money's actually coming in. At the end of the day, money rules the world. There's no way around that. If you want to call that a necessary evil, I guess be my guest, but I would have to formally disagree with that statement. People are evil, not money. How you use that money is a problem. Money buys freedom. It really does. And now Venezuela is actually seeing money coming in. So
yeah. So I just want to quickly correct the numbers I said. So their oil sales under U.S. Venezuela deal is expected to reach $2 billion. Their first payment was their first sale dollar amount was $500 million. They received $300 million of that first 500. And this was weeks ago when I read that article. It's not even now. Now I'm assuming they've gotten more of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
haters.
I kind of read.
I
don't know. I saw his post and I was like, okay, so you're mad that's going to Israel, but we weren't mad when it was going somewhere else for free. And he's here I don't know. I feel like on it we're gonna. I think we need to have you on and discuss this, and get you heated. Because I haven't talked to him about it personally. I sent in the group chat, and he goes, "It went to, I sent something, and he goes, it went to Israel," and I was like, "But they paid. What's the point? Whatever."
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. I remember seeing that. That was kind of funny.
Right?
Do you by chance have that readily available? Because I kind of want to see what he said.
Probably. Yes, thank you for the billions in oil to the U.S. and Israel, sir. So this was to the post because one of the pilots for the mission that went in to get Maduro, got extremely injured in that fight, and even through his injuries in that raid. Yeah, thank you. Even in that raid, his legs got shot to pieces. He was still able to manage hold the helicopter, have his people line up the U.S. troops to be able to fight back, knock that out, and then return everyone home. Mm-hmm. While mind you, he is bleeding to death, and he received the. I will read it to you. I believe he received the Medal of Honor. He is the first Chief Warrant Officer 5 in U.S. history to receive the Medal of Honor. And One's reply to that, One, you're allowed to defend this at any point in time on this episode. We're not talking trash about you. We love you. He wrote back, "Thank you for the U.S. and billions in oil and U.S. and Israel, sir." And I'm like, I know he said it sarcastically, and I'm taking it as who else was getting the oil? And even the Venezuelans there were like, China wasn't here for arepas.
Mm-hmm. What?
So I felt like
they weren't there for arepas.
Yeah, you remember that guy who they interviewed? How do you feel? And about U.S. I'm like, hey man, China wasn't here for the arepas recipe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to have him on to get his takes and share his feelings.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Get a comment.
Get a comment. Only you have the right to come on here and get a comment. So, I've been, as you said, deep diving into the Epstein files. I know what one of the thoughts I had as I sent you a podcast about Julian Dory talking to John Kiriakou, former CIA spy.
Yeah, I watched it. That was my homework for the week.
That was the only thing I sent. I'm like, I want you to watch this. So before we get into what I was thinking, what do you think of John as a former CIA spy? Yes, he's a better former CIA spy than Andrew Bustamante. You like him better?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Andrew Bustamante seems like a plant.
Do you think John is less plant?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but like John went to prison for
2 years. Yes,
for blowing the whistle.
correct, on the torture program.
I think that's good indication of of true rebellion.
All right, cool. And just want to make sure.
Bustamante very clearly says, "I am not trying to say anything that will get in the way of the CIA," as opposed to.
Well, neither is John though. He doesn't say anything that gets in the way of.
Yeah, he did something that explicitly got him arrested.
No, I'm not disagreeing. But that's when they were inside. He saw this and was like, I'm completely against what these torture programs are."
Mm-hmm.
And he says they're completely not, like, they're not legal in any way, shape, or form, or we shouldn't be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And he blew the whistle on that. I just think Andrew's just not trying to get in the way of active, like, duty. I don't think John is either trying to get in.
Well, I don't think either of them. I don't think either of them would want to get. And I totally understand that. That makes sense. But yeah, for the most part, this other guy does seem
you like John better. You like John a little better.
Yeah, a little better. He seems like a slightly more real person.
Dude, John tells stories, and then you hear him. I'm just like, I don't know how believable. I don't know if I believe this story.
Well, like, he blew up overnight. Like that is something that's mad funny.
Yeah,
because someone randomly goes, he's like, "Oh, have you been seeing the CIA videos?" I was like, "Oh, I know which." I was like, "Unfortunately, I know which one you're talking about."
Oh my God.
I don't know if I meant fortunately or unfortunately, but
one of the two.
Yeah.
So as I was listening to that podcast, which you should check it out, it's on YouTube. Julian Dory, John Kiriakou. You pluck in Julian Dory, he'll pop up.
Yeah, Julian Dory is pretty big.
2 million subs, big. He's had many different types of intelligence people on there, non-intelligence. He's had everyone.
Yeah, dude
does not play around. So when I was listening to them talk about it, at one point I go, "This is the blacklist." To a degree.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Like flip it like to the worst of its worst. I'm like, this is one man running an entire thing with people underneath him that they make an organ. Like, it's literally that to a degree.
Yeah. The world's largest informant.
Yeah, basically.
But black
we're
market.
not even to the black market informant. And I have 3 specific files, which one of them I already saw
Epstein,
before.
Not the CIA guy.
Yeah, not. I'm talking about Epstein, of course. I'm talking about the Epstein files revealing that this is really like a blacklist type of situation where there is one person. And I'm not even talking about like, I'm not saying Epstein is Raymond. I am saying Epstein is in cahoots with the cabal.
Okay. Is the cabal part of the blacklist? Like the show?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen that show
is the one who
in a few years, so
I saw it fairly not recently, but like last year. And for all, it's Raymond Reddington is just an informant for the FBI, and he decides to turn himself in for what I assume is his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's never proven, but I assume so. Spoilers. And he just decides to be an informant for the FBI and starts sharing, literally, starts giving information on his enemies and trying to take down this secret organization where he is a part of.
Yeah.
Which he is a part of. He's just tired of it, and he's an ex. In the show, he is a CIA spy, former Russian spy, double spy. It's a whole mess. But essentially, that is, to a degree, what Epstein is. As of like what you can sleuth through is this guy was in places where it's like how are like even as Julian and John are talking about is like if he's in here, he was rubbing shoulders with some sort of intelligence people.
Yeah, he was rubbing everyone's shoulders.
So the thing I found interesting about the pod is where they're able to like hypothesize if these were if these were Epstein's chain of events, then since essentially like the Bush administration, the U.S. was onto it or should have had some level of knowledge about who Epstein is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it should have been on their radar. Because you don't have that many contacts and come up that frequently without getting on radars.
And like now everyone's like, oh, Trump is still covering up for people, or like the administration's covering up, which is fair to say. Like the redactions are redactions. Yeah.
Yeah. You got it right.
The redactions are like dog water. Yeah, it was a struggle to pronounce at the beginning before this episode.
Yeah.
Like they're dog water. Things are redacted that shouldn't be, and other things that should be redacted, like victims' names, aren't. It's all real mess, and that they're still saying they're covering up and Pam Bondi, like we're not going to give out any more files,
even though there's like a law that she has to.
There's literally a law that says she has to release everything, and apparently, apart from just like Julian's episode, I saw another one that says like this is just like scraping the surface of what the files really are. Like there's that much more that hasn't been put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like as you said, like this is like the cleanest like percent they were able to put out there.
This is what they were able to redact with. I want to say very little problem, but there is obviously still problems. This is what they were able to redact and be like, okay, we can start pushing this stuff out without putting victims in vulnerable situations,
which they're not doing,
which they're also not doing well. Yeah. That being said, it's also probably like, and by cleanness as in like the most tame stuff, I just bit my tongue.
100%.
The things that's like, okay, this is gonna cause the least amount of turmoil, and like kick the least amount of like dirt in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else that will come out, because at this point, like it's kind of like getting enough friction where I feel like it has to come out at some point.
Oh, I think it's even worse than that. I think even if it doesn't come out with Trump under office, which will be his biggest blemish on his entire like candidacy, mm-hmm. whoever comes after him will have the same amount of scrutiny for not putting the rest of it out there.
Oh yeah, every time, yeah, but like then I guess it kind of comes with the issues like how many presidencies can this go down before it actually disappears again? Because I think you're claiming this might be the biggest blemish, but the next person does it. Career. Yeah. Specifically for Trump, but like he's also the one in office right now. But this has been like Biden was aware of this. Biden didn't do anything either. Trump was aware of this in his first candidacy.
Presidency. No, if you want to go down, like Obama is also responsible for never releasing everything. But mind you, that's so. I guess the awareness comes to like I said, like as I referenced the blacklist, it's like who knows what and to where. The president mm-hmm. should know everything, but even under like in the blacklist in the show, the president wasn't aware of everything every time until he needed to become aware of it. Right? Like,
yeah.
The attorney general in the show signed off on creating the task force and giving that deal to Raymond. But the AGs after that, like, didn't have the same like the AGs, the attorney generals after that didn't have the same agreement to do that, and then that became a whole thing and was going to blow up the entire black site. Yeah.
Well, just because I just remembered this, yesterday on February 26th, Hillary had a deposition. Yeah. Specifically revolving the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Yeah.
It was 6 hours long, apparently.
Jesus. Hopefully they grilled her. Hopefully they come to release the entire 6 hours unedited.
Yeah, because it was behind closed doors.
It was behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also want to clarify, since last episode, which was almost 2, but by the time this is out, it'll be 3 weeks. I said Epstein was probably convicted for like his sexual, what was it? The conviction he had in, I said like 2008, 2005. I said 2008, 2004, something like that. It was really 2008 when he was convicted in Florida for sexual misconduct. I don't remember the exact thing it was.
Who?
Epstein was convicted in 2008. That was his first real. That was his only. I think his first real conviction after. Like, that was the only one. So I do. Oh, what a stutter! I just think it's crazy how this is turning out to be a legit show. It's a show playing out to a degree.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and sadly. Let's be very clear on that. Like, not a good show. This is sad that these things happened, and that it's so difficult to like press these issues forward.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely surprised. I do feel like the world has been getting crazier and crazier. Like, we've been seeing more and more things pop up and more correlation between events that's like you literally cannot make it up. It's so bizarre, so outlandish that it's like almost impossible to make up.
Yeah. So, want to dive into the 3 files I have for you that I found quite interesting?
Let's get it.
So, I have 3 specific files. One of them is on Howard Lutnick, the current right-hand man of Donald Trump, who has not resigned yet, who has not stepped down for his involvement with Epstein. Mind you, this happened yesterday too. The current CEO of the World Economic Forum stepped down because of his ties with Epstein.
Look at that.
Like, people are like, you see. You remember? I don't remember her name. You remember the lady's name in Julian's podcast that had like 30,000 emails or like some stupid number of emails with Epstein, who then left to Goldman Sachs.
She was the attorney general for
Obama. The attorney general for Obama had like 10,000 emails with Epstein, and then after he left that, went to Goldman, and then Goldman let her go recently, exactly. So there's no reason why Howard Lutnick. I want you to. I'm going to share this email.
Those are 3 people of extreme political power.
Howard Lutnick?
Howard Lutnick,
the attorney general.
The attorney general for Obama's administration, and the CEO of the World Economic Forum. Like, the World Economic Forum is like one of the biggest, most, I want to say, vile organizations out there, and that might get me on their blacklist for saying something like that. But essentially, like, their whole thing is coordinating global economies. Everything they, like, all those conspiracies that you hear online about, like, population control, comes out of there.
Yeah. Oh, I shared it in the group chat yesterday. This is literally that. Like, I saw it from Bloomberg because I follow them, but
Well, Economic Forum CEO. Yep.
Yeah. And I read the comments just now, and they're like, "Oh, stepping down, but no jail time." I think jail's difficult here, unfortunately, because from that what was I heard on that pod, as you heard, like, statute of limitation does exist, unfortunately, in this situation.
Yep.
And no matter how much civil suits, it's hard to get people on criminal charges for some of the things they may have done or some of the things that were done. Because things were done. We just don't know who did what.
I'm kind of curious now. There's a, I don't know, potential route in terms of like, this is something that's been talked about before, like, putting a president in jail. That's like an idea that a lot of people have talked about because Trump was pretty much on the chopping block at some point. Former president at the time, convicted felon, all this stuff, supposedly. Now, my question is, do you think it'd be okay to arrest someone on the basis of infringement? Infringement, is that the word one? No, not infringement. Obstructing justice. For putting something off, because like all these individuals, like you said, are very likely safe because of the statute of limitations on these crimes that they've committed. Sexual assault on minors, mostly.
Well, pushback, not even pushback. It's more so to add. I wouldn't say just like sexual assault. Like, there are other crimes going on apart from that. That's just like the most heinous of the heinous.
Well, that's like probably not even the most heinous of the heinous, but heinous of all the heinouses that they've got, because cannibalism is also on the table.
But okay, Alex, I don't want to get to that. Like, I'm not gonna put one above the other. I'm not doing that here. They're both terrible.
They're both. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all. I guess that's fine. That's fine. Nonetheless, I'm teetering on the idea of like, is that obstruction of justice? You chose to keep these files put away, and now because of that, certain individuals are no longer held liable for their actions. And so I don't remember. And this is more so like kind of like a philosophical thought, because there are people on both sides of the aisle who were pro Trump being put in jail, and then there's other people that were against Trump being put in jail. You can't put a former president in prison. But now we have multiple former presidents, that have either direct ties to Epstein or a cause for not releasing the Epstein files. In my opinion, what might be considered obstruction of justice, which is a crime. I wonder if the tables get turned. If the people of the two sides of the aisle would say, oh no, they don't deserve to be in jail because of XYZ, and the other people saying, oh, they do deserve to go to jail because of XYZ. And I think that becomes a very interesting topic of debate.
So
again,
can I give
philosophical, hypothetical question.
Can I give you the, not even the pushback? In literally the blacklist, this occurs. Epstein is found by some nobody cop, is sentenced to court. He is sentence free because he has an FBI agreement that he's an informant. He is set free, but then he's put on a trial. Either way, a closed door trial with the lawyer in this to discuss, like, is the agreement broken, and does Reddington go to jail for what he did, minimum, like. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, if there is an agreement with the U.S. government in some way, shape, or form, then he wouldn't be able to go to jail for the crimes that were. He wouldn't be able to, at least. Yeah. Now, whether what he did with the information, with the blackmail who he got on, because that's the other thing. I don't think he may have done it for pleasure himself, but he also did it for blackmail. Mm-hmm. Like Epstein. Epstein, yeah. You're not.
Epstein was an informant, for the most part, an informant. Like the blackmail. He wanted to get blackmail information
on everyone.
Sell it to other people, have power. He was strictly after power for the most part. But once you have that level of, like, just control, I'm sure your mind goes in very heinous ways.
Yeah. But corruption. That's one of the things of, like,
absolute corruption.
That's where one of the things of, okay, his, at least from the people I've heard, because I have not dug deep enough to really like make those ties. But I assume he is intelligent or he works for intelligence. He's connected to intelligence, some way, shape, or form.
All the above.
Right?
It's all the above. He is the intelligence. He works for intelligence, and he does serve intelligence.
Right? So my thing is, U.S. government really doesn't partake in blackmail like that, for the most part. Like even John says, like CIA doesn't conduct ourselves in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did at one point, but that was in the 60s. So the assumption is he is definitely Mossad.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's been the most safe. Like that's the one everyone's been going with. He was a former Mossad agent, who then the U.S. caught on to what he was doing. He's like, damn it. As Julian said, you know that, I know that, I don't know that. This whole thing of, I know you're doing this. I cannot stop you from doing it because you're working with them. And this will become a bigger problem if this were to blow up on all of our faces, because these are some of the most powerful people at the time and some now in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Which, mind you, I think the U.S. government should just, send a friendly UAV. I forgot what the other... Oh, I meant to say the other one. What's the other one? What's that drone that would be shot out in Black Ops 2? That you would...
A UAV?
That flew itself? No, not the UAV. It's a drone that you throw and if whoever finds an enemy target just blows up on them. Not the car.
I don't remember. Too many acronyms in my life.
Man, just blow him up. Just blow him up. Literally, all I'm trying to say is you should have blown him up. Fuck. I was trying to be, for the word. You should have just blown him up.
You know that there's a Black Mirror episode on that.
Yeah, I believe you.
There's a Black Mirror episode on everything at this point.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like this should have been handled. Whatever. Let's get into the Howard Lutnick email, who is Trump's right-hand man and has stepped down. What a tangent.
I mean, that's what you get when you're dealing with these files.
Bro, it's such a deep rabbit hole that it goes down to. And it's fucking just disgusting. I'm going to share it. This is from Jmail. All right. So this is Howard Lutnick to... Doesn't say... You can't open who everyone else is.
To Austin, Candace Lutnick, and Allison.
Yeah, but it doesn't say who else. But Jeffrey got it. He says, lunch on Sunday, see you then. Sent from December 20th, 2012. Mind you, Epstein was convicted. Howard Lutnick said in his interview that he had a year ago saying, I never hung out with Epstein. I met him once. I said I'll never see him again. To the camera with a straight face. I would never see him again. Mind you, here he is.
Do you know if he was under oath by chance? Or was it just...
No, it was an interview.
Casual interview.
It was a casual interview. No under oath. So then these emails come out saying, below from Jeffrey, come Saturday or Sunday, Little Saint Fames on the map behind Christmas cover. Lonick replied back, hi Jeff, we're landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon, planning to head over to St. Bart's or Anguilla on Monday at some point. Where are you located? What is the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? I have a couple, Michael and Mary Learham, with me on my boat. Lehrman, yeah. Each of us have 4 children, 2 16s, 2 14s, 13, a 12, 11, and a 7-year-old. Thanks. Mind you, you can also read here. And it'll take you straight to the actual website, and it'll show you that it's a real email that was taken. So no fugaziness here, boys and girls. So tell me, isn't that a weird way to describe your kids to someone?
No, each of us have 4 children's. No, that's not a weird way. That's. Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
each of us has 4 childrens.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know who this guy's with, but besides Michael and Marcy. But
I'm assuming it's him, his wife, Michael and Marcy's, and they each have 4 kids. So there's 8 kids total.
there are 8 kids total.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why would you write out their ages like that?
No, that's yeah, that's definitely not normal.
Alex, we have made groups with plenty of people.
It's just crazy to say that each of us has 4 kids, also 4 children, because it's like
Also,
children, not kids. Or like I don't know what the semantics is behind that, but either way, you just say, "Oh, we got 8 kids."
right? When a table asks you how many kids you got, we got 8. Oh, we each have 4 and 4.
We each
And
have
mind
4.
you, yeah.
And then, mind you, their ages are ... That's crazy.
Why? That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that is.
In my opinion, this email is enough to be like, "Yo, Howard, I don't know what you did that day, but like, we need to figure something out here. But you can't be in front of next to me all the time with this email out here."
Well, like my other thing is like, does Howard Lonick have any kids?
Google it.
That's what I'm doing.
It better say he has 4 kids.
It does say that he has 4 kids. Let's see. Marriage, relationship, personal life, marriage, and then followed by relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Crazy.
Yeah. Personal life. I'm trying to see. We would have to look into this because the information is not on his Wikipedia page.
No, you have to deep dive for it.
Are. Yeah, we're gonna have to find out how old his kids are, and then in 2012 to see if that matches up with their ages. Also, either way, still super weird that they're naming it, that they're pointing out their ages.
Listen, I'm actually. It's why there's no
There's no need for that. That's super weird.
There's zero need for it to be broken down like the way they broke it down.
It's super weird to break it down, period.
No, but mind you, no, he could have said, we each of us have 4 children. We have 1. My kid is Larry no sé qué. He's 16. I have Jen who's whatever age, there's a way to break this down where it's not this blatantly
no. Anything past 4 teenagers and the other kids, anything past that is more than necessary.
Giving a benefit of the doubt, I think there's a way you can break this down with every individual age where it can make sense, right? If we're missing an email here.
Yeah, but that requires a lot of creative writing.
There requires a change. No, that would require there to be we have excursions set up, and each kid is individually needed for a specific excursion.
Yeah.
That's the only way it works. I'm agreeing with you. There's only 1 or maybe 2 ways that it works, broken down the way I just said. I'm 100% this is super suspect, super fishy. Red flag. This is a red flag email. Want to know what he replied when he was asked about this? Because he says, but you said they'd asked him. You said you never went to you never met Epstein again, and you never met him again. Mm-hmm. He goes, I just went to the island for an hour lunch.
For an hour,
you couldn't just say, literally 1 hour. You couldn't just said, we were there for midday. We were there for something a regular time frame. You're on an island,
yeah. When you're hyper specific like that, that's a pretty clear indicator that you're lying,
right? What? Mind you, if you were to step back and go, I'm on someone. You're not being invited to some island so nonchalantly unless you have some rapport with a person, right?
Much.
If you're Alex, if you invite me on your
Private island.
if you invite me on a family friend's private jet, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, I just flew on the private jet for like an hour and 30 minutes exactly. I mean, no, we flew on a private jet. That shit was awesome. Lit. It's conspicuous email.
Yeah.
So the other email I have for us to share is this one. And this one, we're not stopping here. There's more of these emails I want to look up for these. So this is just as jerky. The person who sent it, we don't know who it is. It's to Jeffrey. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky class, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his new jerky recipe from his restaurant and sends a warm hello. He is working at a restaurant called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. He has time at 3 p.m. if this is okay with you. I looked up Cannibal and Cooks. I didn't find nothing. I literally just put in Cannibal and Cooks restaurant. Nothing showed up anywhere. Like, I didn't see anything from my quick, one press. So, Alex, as just one email like this alone, not too crazy, right? Like,
I mean,
seems tame.
That's, yeah, sure. We could tame. I guess we'd say that.
But when you click here and search, better said. This is what I did. I did this one. Why are there so many? From different time frames. Jerky. Right? So, click on 2016. Or is that the one I'm on? That's the one I'm on.
No, you're on 2013.
Why is it not moving? When things don't work the way you want it to.
Just refresh. I was gonna say refresh the page.
I was gonna refresh it, yeah.
Beefy jerky. It might also just be a bug within the website itself.
Yeah, could be just not wanting to work right now. Let's see if I can. It's not working. Let me see if I. Oh, it could be not working because I had a specific one clicked from a link.
No, I'm trying on my side and it's also still not working.
Still not working?
Yeah. Anything beef jerky related?
No. Oh, mine just opened up.
It might just be also high foot traffic right now. It's like people are getting home off from work on a Friday night. Like, time to search the Epstein files.
So mind you, look at this. Hey, blank, would it be possible for you to make another batch of beef jerky? He's running out. Of course, I'll drop a few bags off at his house. Did those get eaten already? Question mark. Like, I don't know, man. I like beef jerky. I don't think I've ever eaten enough beef jerky where I have emails asking for beef jerky. Did I spell this wrong?
No.
It's having issues today.
Yeah, it might just be a lot of foot traffic.
But like, look. Hi, Jeff. Jeffrey's asked if some beef jerky for him, please confirm you got it.
Crazy.
It's weird that through email he's just requesting more beef jerky. I mean, maybe it's one of those things that you can just do. Maybe he's just a big fan of beef jerky. But it's odd. But maybe it's just a thing you do. If you really like beef jerky.
It would make sense to redact who they're sending this to and who's providing the beef jerky so that they don't get offed.
But I don't know. It's a weird like just email.
Yeah, the crazy part is 2012 all the way through 2016.
Yeah. For someone they like jerky.
Like a lot.
Let's see if we And this is an email thread, so like, and I don't know. It's odd that there's so many emails. Not so many, but a fair amount of emails asking for more batches of beef jerky and a cooking class on beef jerky.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it even that hard to make? Just cut it up,
drying meat,
air dry it, like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think
Dude,
you can have a class on that.
I can't find the one, because there was one that was a little weird. That it was them asking where that they're running low on beef jerky, and then someone telling him, "Oh, you can go pick up at this address, and you can pick up another bag at the other address."
Oh, that's weird.
Like 2 houses with beef jerky. I don't know about you, Alex. As someone whose family, as also my family, has had multiple homes, we're not carrying a lot of like doubles around and leaving it in one place. Are you?
What do you mean by doubles?
So, all right. Is asking to bring more beef jerky on Friday. Are you flying? Or if not, will be collect. Oh, right here. If not, I would like to collect it from you and take with me on the plane. Please let me know. Like, I'm flying on Friday. I'll bring you jerky. This is not the email. But, I don't know. They're just flying. A lot of jerky is moving around. I found it interesting. So, this is another one that I found, which is Ghislaine forwarding it to Jeffrey. And there's a lot of redacted emails and just like messages here, right? Nothing from Ghislaine, redacted. And then this is the only one that's really not redacted. Following up again, it's redacted. His response to what that was redacted. And this is from it was written about Ghislaine essaying a minor in, where was it? In Palm Beach, in the Palm Beach house they had. And I don't want to read into go into, but it was Ghislaine and so Maxwell introduced blank to Prince Andrew in 2001 at Maxwell's London house, where, you know.
Damn.
Yeah. Mind you, all these files, you can go ahead and get their thing. You can find them.
Like they're there. They're legit.
Like they're there.
Emails.
They're on the DOJ site. You can go ahead. So the other thing I want to show you from right here. If you go to browse people, I have to open it. It also tells you how many emails all those people have been sent.
Mm-hmm.
230 to his personal assistant. I don't know who Rich is. An NY office staff, 90,000. Epstein's girlfriend until death, 50,000. Larry, 38. Anna. Like, massive amounts of emails sent. Like, stupid. Like, the smallest one here is 2,000 emails.
Yeah, a lot of emails.
FBI Newark field office is almost 3,000 emails.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Like, definitely definitely like strange, definitely very conspicuous. And dude, if files, these things are just nuts. And mind you, it's not like just one type of crime. There is all types of crime being being done here. So this email was written to Jeffrey. I don't think he ever read it, and it's completely redacted. And it says, "Dear Jeffrey, I read the newspapers today. I can't believe they arrested you again. The only person who will never be bad with a woman, and as you love them too much. I was 19 when I met you with our wonderful commune friend, Prince Andrew." Just like the first line is, what?
Crazy.
It's crazy. Very crazy. And also they've spread this out to also like damage control. So like when things were going south, they'll hire PR teams and things to like conduct damage control on what's going on. So quite strange.
I'm sorry, when you went through the list of people, there was one that stood out to me.
Who was it?
Because I feel like this one would probably have like some pretty interesting ties. Like, I feel like this is not probably something that would be explicitly like, oh, there's like, but like I feel like this.
Give me the name.
Gary Kearney. I feel like this guy would probably have a lot of like emails in relation to other things that might fill in holes. This is his IT consultant.
Let me see if let me share it again then so you can spot it out if I miss it.
Gary with a Gary. It's literally towards the top. It's like one of his. It's like IT consultant is his relation. Right there. A fair amount of emails. 6,723.
So these are pictures, I think, from the files.
Wendy Lockman. Attached, you'll find the material list and change order number. We have a balance on the flag pool for $34,742. Hard cost for us to replace the pool is approximately $14,000, $15,000. Like, I'm not entirely sure why an IT guy is involved with the pool. Again, I haven't read through any of these files, any of these emails. I just think that there would likely be, if anyone is looking into this, check this guy's out, because this guy probably has some stuff that's...
So, look, I'm sharing one right now. It says, sorry to hear about Gary's passing. How are you? Oh, I'm doing fine. Great to hear. Good to hear from you, Gary. And he writes, want help with the reconstruction? Question mark. And Gary writes, been thinking about the island. You must have a lot of damage to be fixed by now. I assume your resources are limited due to extensive damage to the islands. I don't know enough to know if I could be able to help. Be of any help. I don't know. There could be something here. It would just be like a lot to sniff
I don't know
through.
why this guy has so much construction emails if he's his IT guy.
Probably to run the So this is the other thing, right? So I assume Gary would have been the person, right, with these amount of emails, who would have set up or helped maintain all like the cameras and information he had, like minimum the cameras in all these, because mind you, these homes had surveillance up the wazoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That were, you know?
Yeah, there's an extensive amount of emails here.
Yeah. There's a lot of emails to go through, but I saw those three. I feel like the beef was interesting. There was one I wanted to find, but I don't find it now. But yeah, man, I felt like those were interesting.
Yeah, those
emails.
Those are definitely interesting. Definitely very interesting stuff. Yeah, this whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff is kind of crazy stuff. Crazy indeed.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's terrible. Yeah, not even a mess. It's literally just terrible. Oh, and also they're on Gmail. They're trying to get 2,000 emails that are redacted to not be redacted.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and think that this Gary guy was not their IT guy, because everything is construction. Like literally nothing here is IT related. I think this might be mislabeled.
Yeah, so like if you look at this email I'm looking at, it's 2015, and in the 12 o'clock at night, and it really reads, "Yes, let's do it." It's like I like most of it. It would like less personal attacks and more reasons why allegations are ridiculous. Love the fact check story just a few days ago, and it's really like them going through, like, and then he writes a draft, like a PR draft of, like, I only met Jeffrey after I was 18, an adult. I was never his sex slave. Like, he's writing these things to damage control. And like as they were, so like one of the emails is there. Normally, it's the co-pilot's job to call out blank in the instance of calling her out. He wrote, "It was only meant as a pun on blank," because like it's redacted. This person who is also redacted writes, "I'm a pilot. I prefer sex slaves to co-pilot." I know, that's cute. Crazy. Just a joke about people's unique sensitives you must have heard. Which, mind you, we in our group chats have for sure said wild, terrible things. Right?
Out of context, sure.
I mean, even in context, some of the things could be wild.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's ever been said when we're actually talking about something somewhat serious. Like, he is currently trying to do damage control on something that he's being allegedly accused of, and you decide to make a joke on the thing you're exactly being allegedly accused of?
Crazy.
I don't know. That's like a normal like behavior. I don't know if I would do that in a situation I'm being accused of something and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna joke about it."
Yeah, that's a crazy complex right there.
Right? That's a little wild to like figured.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been somewhat not consumed, but definitely looking into the emails. The emails are, some seem normal, but like if you take everything with a grain of salt, you're like, this could be definitely a double entendre. Pizzagate was definitely onto something. The QAnons,
yeah,
were on the right track. They got steered off the path, but they were on the right track.
Yeah, maybe we could look at this a little bit more, or I know you will for sure.
I mean, the majority of my podcasts have now been
maybe
consumed
just have
by,
this be since we're in the bear market anyways, just cover Epstein files.
Just cover Epstein files, dig deeper into them, find actual like good dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Preface, like small grain of salt. From what I've seen, none of the emails that have been released definitely like prove without 100% shadow of a doubt that these people were implemented for these reasons, and they're definitely guilty. Like there's no 100% guilties in these emails.
Mm-hmm.
there is no possible way that in the rest of the files that isn't there.
Oh yeah, like there has to be enough information.
There has to be enough information to prove that these people are complete and other.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because statute of limitations.
It doesn't matter. I think if this gets a big enough pushback, that this could be tried for some sort of obstruction of justice, some sort of like conspiracy to hide information to then push forward some sort of thing. Mind you, maybe the financial crimes are the way you get them.
Yeah.
Like, that would be insane and sad.
Conspiracy to cover up a crime.
Exactly. Like, maybe you get them on some like false BS that doesn't get them for what we should be getting them, but gets them for something.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, whoever is on that list we can prove is guilty, out of here. You're out of here. Like, you're done for.
Also, apparently statute of limitations is very dependent on the state. So like Colorado has no time limit.
Yeah, but a lot of these crimes can happen in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida and his island, and I will say New York, and wherever else he might have another home.
So according to this AI generation, it says Florida for most sexual assault crimes, there's no statute of limitations if the victim was under 18 at the time of the offense.
Oh, then there could be something done here then.
Put them on the firing block.
So the thing is, but the federal government wouldn't be able to get them at a federal level. It would only be state crimes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just pointing out that it wouldn't be a federal investigation. It would be a state investigation. Which,
yeah, but
maybe
there's going to be so many people who are interested in this anyways. Half the investigation is going to be done for them.
This is true. Oh, someone else you can probably check out an episode on, apart from Julian Dories and John Kiriakou, is Flagrant Pod had Sauger from Breaking Points. He's also been researching deep dive into the Epstein files. He shares other files that are also just, it's weird. There's all I'm using weird more so in the sense of like, these things are being said. You can't
highly suspect.
Highly suspect is a good way of saying it. Thank you. It's highly suspect email behavior. 100%.
Yeah. I think
we
wrap it up.
Enough of these.
Very bad stuff. Not
terrible.
Stuff that's particularly fun to talk about.
I think maybe next episode we dive into some of the ones connected to Bitcoin. Not even Bitcoin. His early on investing in crypto companies.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because you mentioned it, I didn't deep dive it. I didn't look into it, but he did an early investment of a few things.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you made it this far, drop a like, give us a comment, share,
subscribe, follow.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you know
hit the noti bell.
Oh, well, thank you guys for tuning in.
It's been another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Ayo.
Ayo.